This is kind of the only spot I can find in my truck to set up the camera. And I don't really know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm also not used to talking to the camera. It's weird. It's quaint being used to talk to yourself in your head and then speaking it verbally. It's quite a different thing, and I'm sure other people that have done this feel the same way. But I had a chat to a good friend yesterday, and I was reminded that you'll never be great at something, you'll never succeed at something if you don't start. And action is the lowest level of consciousness. So to take action is to take the first step towards something that you want to be. And if you want to be something, you want to be more, or you're trying to achieve more, well, you got to take action. And I think deep down we all know that, and we don't necessarily need to hear it because we already know it. But sometimes it's good to have the reminder. There's a car coming down here, so and that's one thing also, is I get funny when there's other people around and I'm talking to the camera. There's no reason to. I don't need to. Why? I'm about to pause the camera, but there's no reason to. He just wants to take his dog for a walk. I mean, what am I getting all flustered for? That's another thing. Why does it matter what another person thinks? It's strange that it's been implemented on us to feel like we can't be ourselves around other people because of judgment that's cast upon us. But why are we afraid of judgment if we're just being ourselves? If you can back yourself up in a way that proves that you are the person that you are, you're the person that you're trying to be, the person that you're desiring to be, or the frequency that you're stepping into, the frequency that you desire, the one that you already have deep down. Why, yeah, it's just silly. There's no reason to feel like the eyes of someone else being cast on you are going to... No, what are we even feeling? Why are we feeling like there's something wrong with that? And people don't always remember, no, some of them do. Oh wow. Why? There's no reason to waste your energy worrying about what someone else is thinking of you. There was no reason to waste the energy that I just wasted when someone came down here. He's merely just walking his dog. That's it. I feel like I need to go back to what I was saying before. I'm just not quite sure what that was. I'm sick right now. And I'm acknowledging it, because my body hasn't been sick in a while. And I'm sure that if your immune system's perfect all the time, when you actually do get sick, you wouldn't fight it as easily. So getting a pretty good cold once a year or once every couple of years helps your immune system. Fights it for a bit longer maybe, or struggles with it a little bit, but it's good because it's preparing you for the next one. There's this thing I wrote a little while ago. Everything that used to be will never be my reality. This requires me to be aware of the instances in my life where I'm slipping back into the old frequency. And with this awareness, the awareness of when you're making a choice, we're going back to the choices here. It's another car, but I'm not going to be afraid this time. So we go back to the choices and the instances where we feel like we're slipping back to our old selves. I slipped back to my old self quite a few times, especially after I read this book. And I was not proud. I was not proud at all. I made some very silly decisions. Very silly decisions. And that was a very good teachable lesson for me. So after that, I subconsciously and consciously made choices to, it's another vehicle, to decide what I wanted to be, who I wanted to be, and what the things that I needed to do were to get to that stage. And that I did. And that I'm still doing. So, that being said, I've forgotten where I was at again. And I don't know where it is in the book either. That being said, I don't have memory loss, but I do have a lot of thoughts in my brain, and so it's much easier to write things down. I do fill it up quite a bit, and the manner in which I tell stories gets a little bit muddled sometimes. First and best victory is to conquer self. To be conquered by self is of all things the most shameful and vile. If you don't have the conviction, you don't have the ability to make a choice for yourself with intention, then you'll forever be conquered by yourself. You'll forever be conquered by yourself. And that is shameful. If I or you, anyone, is constantly making choices that don't benefit them or move themselves to a place where they feel like they're reaching for a certain point of achievement that brings them to a place where they're better, or they're proud of themselves, or they feel achieved, then you're being conquered by yourself. It's essentially what it is. Yourself is yourself. I just want to make it clear again that you are self. All the decisions that you make are yours. and not to blame on anyone else. Yeah, he made me do this. They made me do that. This happened because this blah blah blah. You know? None of that. Everything that happens for a reason. There's a lot of things in the universe that are just laid out the way they are. They're gonna happen the way that they happen, and it's completely out of control of you. But the things that you can control are the things in your life and the choices that you make and the decisions that you make. Choices, decisions, I guess that's kind of the same thing. But basically it comes down to you and what you choose. This is good. I like this. Conviction, because I'm pretty sure I mentioned this at the start. Conviction. I didn't say it in these words. I did say that action is the lowest level of consciousness. Conviction means the belief in the worthiness and the nobility of our goals. So to set goals for yourself to achieve, and being noble enough to believe that you will achieve those goals and that you're worthy of achieving those goals. You've got to have the belief in yourself that you can achieve just that. And you've got to imagine that you have already achieved that. Because if there's any sense of doubt in your mind about what you can achieve, how are you ever going to achieve it? Set your goals with intention and go and achieve those goals. Because anyone can. You know you can. And there's just the element of doubt. And I get it too. But I'm working on that. That is one of those next things. Is not being doubtful of myself. And looking back on my younger years where I was doubtful of myself and I didn't push myself, there's a lot of missed opportunities. And maybe I missed those opportunities for a reason. Maybe my time is now. My time is now, in fact. There's no maybes, no ifs, buts, maybes. My time is now, and my time is every time. Anytime. All the time. And so is yours. For he who proceeds with heart and soul shall not be preceded by the negativity which is that of a mind without conviction. And what was conviction? The belief that you are worthy and noble enough to achieve the things you set out to do. You shall not be preceded by the negativity, which is that of a mind without conviction. The people around you, the influences around you, the things around you, whatever it is that's influencing you in a negative way or holding you back, just don't take it on. You've got a choice in every moment. Like I say, we go back. You have a choice in every moment. Even a response to something someone has said. You can choose to hear from it what you want to hear from it. It could be one of the most cruel things someone has said to you, and you could smile after they've said it and thank them. Or you could just turn around and walk away. The only way that you're gonna feel what you want to feel is if you let yourself feel that thing, that emotion. I could take some cruel words thrown straight at me from someone, and I could just smile and walk away and carry on, because I know that's not me. The difference is if the negativity that is being thrown at you, or you're being influenced by, is true, and then that must be taken as a moment of self-reflection. Why have they said this to me? There must be a reason. Am I reflecting negativity off of myself to someone else? Are they seeing themselves in me, or am I seeing myself in them? Because the only reason you're going to pick on someone or throw negativity at someone is if you're feeling insecure about yourself. We don't want to be doing that. We want to feel confident in ourselves. We don't want to pick on someone else because of whatever. They're doing their own thing. We're working on ourselves. You don't waste your energy putting other people down. You don't waste your energy being put down by other people or taking it. It's just don't. It's not worth it. Where is it going to bring you? Because it's not going to bring you anywhere that's increasing your vibration. All it's going to do is eat you and lower your vibration, and that's not what we want. That's not what is deserving of someone. I feel like I've talked for a wee bit, and the camera's about to die, so that probably means that I would have said enough. And maybe I'll have to try this another day. Be good if I got something out of this. I feel like I've achieved something, and the achievement is that I set up the camera and I started talking to it. I wasn't feeling it at the house, so I set it up at the house, and I was trying to give you guys an example of why I needed to start the video, or why I should start this video. I was wiping down the bench top in the kitchen. Okay, right, well, it's getting silly now because I'm just afraid of the camera. And the camera was pointed at the pantry. I said, this is an example of an unfinished job. See this pantry? That is an unfinished job. I was going to compare it to what I was trying to kind of get at today, but I realised I don't need to do that. I just needed to start recording somewhere and start talking.